Today we are going to discuss about operating systems.
Operating system (OS) are system software that are designed to control the operations of a computer system. OS or the system software act as an interface between the computer hardware and the user. This is a theoretical aspect which you need to by heart it, but you must know what it means. So we will take a scenario or take an example. A person from China is coming over here to your home. Okay, he came over here. He was telling something to you. You are not understanding anything. And another person from Uganda also is coming. They are coming here. He is standing over there at the doorstep and he is also telling something. You are not understanding what he tells you too. Two scenarios. Both are persons, both are human beings, both are having their own language, but you are not able to understand anything. When you are not able to understand anything, will you respond properly? No, you may not be able to respond. You need a interpreter or who knows both the language or at least a common language. Likewise, to make the machine or the device understand something which you give says or which you intends to do, that is the role of operating system. That means the operating system acts as an interface between the computer hardware and the user. The mouse is a hardware, the keyboard is a hardware, the CPU is a hardware, the monitor is a hardware, but when a command is given or when you do something with the mouse, the computer must come to know that what you intend to do or what you wish to do, and so that the computer gives you an output. And it is the system software. That means it is just like the Chinese language to the person who came from China, which the mother tongue means what his or her mother used to talk from the beginning when he was born, so that he responds to that language. The system softwares are designed to control the operations of the computer system. If you want to act or behave according to the wishes of your mom, you must be able to understand that language. That means operating system helps to understand the devices attached, the input and the output devices attached to the CPU, and when you do something on the screen or the desktop with the help of a mouse, the computer must be able to respond in such a manner. For example, if you give a print command and if the printer doesn't work or if the print doesn't occur, it is a failure of the operating system. So what does the operating system do? It helps to coordinate all the peripherals, the input and the output devices that are attached to the CPU so that the operations that you make on the computer is being executed, and it acts as an interface between the computer hardware and the user. The icons on this desktop are just as simple, and if you just click, some sort of an action take place. Formerly, before the graphical user interface used to happen, all the stuff need to be given as commands. So it was very difficult for a layman who doesn't know the commands to operate the computer. Then came the graphical user interface Windows, which revolutionized the way in which the ordinary people used computers. What are the different types of operating system? The different types of operating system were developed by different companies for the device in the due course of time. Each company or each state or each country is having its own language, and each product developed by different companies used to give their own operating system to their device, and some dominated the market and some perished from the market forever. Can you give examples for operating system? Try. Give examples of operating system. Once again, try to give examples of operating system. The most dominant operating system is Windows, and Android is the operating system that you see on mobile devices. Look, the mobile devices is having a front camera, a back camera, touch facilities, and many of the actions which you perform will be executed. Such things, when you do with your fingers, the touch, the screenshots, all those things need to be made available or executed with the help of operating system. Windows, Android, Linux, Apple Macintosh, Ubuntu, MS-DOS, Unix, iOS, OS X, BlackBerry, and so on are the operating system. You could find many more operating systems which were used on many devices, and at times you could find that when a newer version comes, the older versions become obsolete. The versions of Windows. Now we are in the present day, most of the computers and laptops are being furnished with Windows 10. All these are versions of Windows. You could see Microsoft Windows 10 starting from Windows 1 to Windows 10. Windows and Android are two dominant operating systems. Windows dominated in the field of computers, laptops, desktops, while the Android developed by Google established itself as a mobile operating system. The market share of various operating systems are shown in the graph. Android is dominating in the field with more than 40%, and Windows runs up to 35%. iOS is having 14% market share. OS X, Linux and BlackBerry are trailing back. When you see in the case of desktop, laptop and notebooks, Windows 10 is the most dominant operating system in those devices. Windows 7, Windows 8.1 and Windows XP are also seen in the graph. The Mac OS X 10.14, 10.13, 10.12, 10.11 are also there. Ubuntu and Chrome OS are also seen as very small market shares. Now we are going to see what is Android operating system which is being used in mobile devices. The first two versions, Alpha and Beta, were not being released to the common people. It was being used in the development area or labs. They do named all the versions of Android in such a manner that in an alphabetic manner and gave the names of sweet dishes so that the common man enjoyed it as delicious food. The first one released to the common man was Cupcake, which was version 1.5. Donut, the next one, 1.6. Eclair, Freo, Gingerbread, Honeycomb, Ice Cream Sandwich, Jelly Bean, Kit Kat, Lollipop, Marshmallow, Nougat, Oreo and P. The latest version of Android is version 10 Android or Android Q. Android Q is going to be available on the mobile devices very recently. Windows 10 was released on 29 July 2015. It was a one product family which adapts to the needs of the device from mobiles, tablets, phablets, notebooks, laptops and desktops. It is a one platform, one store, one product family. Details about Windows 10. Windows 10 is the latest OS or the operating system released on 29 July 2015. The Windows 10 harmonizes the user experience and functionality between different classes of devices. That means even if it is a mobile or a laptop or a desktop, it could function in all these devices. For example, Windows 10 is able to recognize your fingerprints, face, as well as to operate the front and the back cameras on almost all the devices of different companies. New features like Universal App, Task View, Unified Settings, touch support for Office app and new web browser Edge were incorporated in Windows 10. Now you could see that the Chrome was the web browser which were being used by most of the people to browse the web. The Windows need to regain his supremacy with a new browser called or web browser called MS Edge. In Windows 10, the apps share codes across platforms which can synchronize data and adapt to the needs of the device. Look here, each device may be having entirely different needs. The codes written by the engineers are able to adapt to the needs of the device. What are the new features in MS 10? In MS Windows 10? Cortana on desktop. What is Cortana? Cortana is just like a personal assistant or a PA or a secretary to a boss. You can just order Cortana to find a vacant room in Hyderabad on any of the dates which you are going to travel, or you can ask Cortana to book your flight tickets. Edge web browser, which I have explained earlier, was being designed to compete with Google's Chrome. Improved multitasking. What is multitasking? To do multiple tasks at the same time is known as multitasking. You have seen your mom cooking in the kitchen. She is able to do many things at the same time. She supervises the rice boiling on one gas stove, and she will be making chapatis on another, and she will be putting tea on another burner, and she will be asking you to switch on the motor, go and have a bath, and so on. Such things which are being done simultaneously in your mind is known as multitasking. The latest processors are able to do multiple tasks at the same time. That means improved multitasking is a new feature of Windows 10. The operating system Windows 10 is able to handle multiple tasks. Xbox application. Xbox app is the facility for gaming purposes. Support for fingerprint and face recognition. When Google's Android was able to recognize your face, voice and fingerprints, there was no way for Microsoft company also. They also need fingerprint recognition, face recognition and so on. The settings on the computer as well as on the control panel were being unified together so that the mobile devices and the computers could function in par with each other. Office app got touch support. Yes, formerly the Office apps need to be activated with the help of a mouse, but nowadays, according to the changing technology, the touch support was being incorporated with MS Windows. Now we are going to see certain definitions. What is a desktop? The desktop is the main screen area that you see after you turn on your computer. The monitor turns into a desktop, and that is what you see inside the monitor or on the, and it contains what all things it contains. The desktop contains taskbar, start button and other shortcuts. Each operating system gives you entirely different types of desktops. What we are going to explain here is about the desktop of Windows 10. The desktop is the main screen area that you see after you turn on your computer. The desktop contains taskbar, start button and other shortcuts. And how are the files and folders are being arranged inside the computer. Look at the picture on the right hand side. You could see folders and you could see Word and Excel files. All the data in your computer is stored in the form of files. There are different types of files: executable files, Word file, Excel file, PowerPoint files, sound file, video files, WAV files, and so on. All the data in your computer is stored in the form of files. There are many different types of files in a computer, such as text file, sound file, and so on. These files are being used while the computer is in operation. Folders. The folders are containers with names. Storing files in different folders help you to locate them easily. The folders that are inside other folders are called subfolders. For the exam point of view, these three definitions are very important, because what is a desktop, what is a file, and what is a folder may be there on your question paper. The taskbar. What you see now is the Windows 10 taskbar. On the left hand side you could see the start button, and on the right hand side you are seeing time and date. Time and date appears on the right hand side. You can pin so many icons to the taskbar so that with a single click you could access or open that application. Cortana, Run, and Search are being integrated together. All the notifications appear on the taskbar. Here is a view of all the taskbars from Windows 98 to Windows 10. Look the difference. Windows have made appropriate changes during these years. The next one is about Notepad. What is Notepad? Notepad is an application used to create documents. Here there won't be much more complicated formats or formatting tools. It is a simple text editor. It is being used for making HTML codes or programming codes. It helps the program to be written and edited in a very simple manner. You're going to see the definition of Notepad. What is a Notepad? MS Notepad is a simple text editor for MS Windows and a basic text editing program which enables computer users to create documents. Notepad is a common text-only editor. It is a plain text which appears while you type on the Notepad. Notepad is very helpful for programmers, calculators. In the accessories, all the computers were having the calculator application or calculator program or the calculator app. The simple calculations as well as scientific calculations could be done on a calculator. The calculator available in Windows help you to make simple and scientific calculations. The last and the foremost, from the younger classes itself you were studying about MS Paint. MS Paint is an application used for drawing on a computer as well as for coloring it. You could even edit photographs taken by a webcam or on a professional camera and make changes to it. Now we will see the definition. MS Paint is a simple computer graphics program. What is MS Paint? It is a simple computer graphics program used for painting on a computer and is still widely used for very simple image manipulation task. Thank you for being with me